Okay, I remembered the note about my grandma, which is it's actually about my aunt. Um, she she lives with my grandma and takes care of her, and that's a level of like being a good person and just being selfless that I don't think I could ever get to. Um, it doesn't necessarily make me feel bad about myself. Like, I'll never be that selfless, but um, I don't know. It's just notable. I think it's pretty amazing how my my Nana can be kind of a handful sometimes, or probably all the time. Oh, I can't imagine trying to take care of her, and she's a really anxious person. I think that's where me and my dad get it from. But she kind of makes her anxiety other people's problems, which I hope I never do. And I'm glad I have her as an example for what not to do, because I see how hard she makes everything sometimes for my dad and my aunt. And it's just because she's worried about them. She wants them to be happy, and because they're her kids and she loves them, but she doesn't realize she's actually hurting them by worrying about them so much, which is interesting. And it's I don't know, it's just good to know that and to keep that in mind if I ever. I mean, I do have a family, so I just never want to do that to them, my brothers or my parents. Like, she's always worried about being somewhere on time, and like traffic or whatever, and she's always just like complaining about it, and it really makes my aunt frustrated and stressed out. And it's just not necessary, so I just can't imagine. She's like almost 60, or she's like 55 or something, and she's been with her mom her whole life, and she takes care of her. It's can't imagine. Whenever I have to do something, like help my dad with something, sometimes I get frustrated with him because he gets frustrated and upset. And I'm just like, if you just take a breath, this won't be so painful. Like, this is something we have to get done, so let's not complain about like what we're doing. I can't imagine having to take care of him every day. Obviously, you're not supposed to do that. Yeah, well, I don't know. I can just see, like, she really loves her mom. Like, she was helping her put her shoes on, and she was like, I don't know. She was just like, is this okay? Or she was helping her with like her wheelchair or something, and she's like, is that comfortable? Or she really cared about her. I don't know. It sounds dumb to say, but guess I do feel bad that I don't think I've ever felt that way about anybody. I never cared that much. What are you supposed to do here? I can't. I can't stand on this? Looks like I can, doesn't it? Oh. What? Oh. I didn't know that was a hole. I don't know. I guess if my parents ever got really old and they needed someone to take care of them, I would have to do it. I just remember how I felt when I lived at home. Like, I just felt like such a useless loser, almost. Like, I was just with my parents and they made me dinner and they did my laundry and stuff. That was probably the time I felt the most depressed. Was like I just felt like I just felt useless. Like, why am I even alive? Now we're getting somewhere. I think I've played this for almost 5 hours. The guy on YouTube beat this in 5 hours. I guess I wouldn't use this playthrough as a walkthrough. I've heard this show called Chernobyl on HBO is good. I want to watch that. I've been watching The Leftovers instead. I like the first season, but I think I really like the second season a lot more. I'm only 2 episodes through the second season, but it was funny. I was thinking, like, the 2 kids on the show aren't great actors. But then I just watched the new Quentin Tarantino movie, the trailer, and the girl is in the movie and she has like a leading role, so she must be a pretty good actor. Yep. I don't like the theme song for the first season too. I think the second season works a lot better, and the intro. Um, yeah, the first season, the main problem is just it's too dramatic and too depressing to start, and then it just gets more depressing and more dramatic. The second season starts off like lighter. They introduce you to this family, and there's a little darkness with the dad, and then it ends on like a cliffhanger with the daughter, but it's not as dark. And also, they make Kevin more likable in the second season. In the first season, he's kind of a bad person, and that's kind of the point of the first season. Like, he knows he's a bad person, and he just kind of comes to terms with it, I guess, at the end of the first season. And then the second season is him trying to he has a new family, and he's trying to not mess it up and to not lose it. So he's more likable. Yeah, he's such a jerk in the first season. He does so many mean things. I think the worst is when he goes to the dry cleaner guy, and he just like harasses him to give him the shirts. And the dry cleaner guy is so nice, and he's so scared. And Kevin's like drunk, and he's banging on the door like, give me my shirts. I know you have them. It's really hard to like him after that. But you're not really supposed to, so. Uh-oh. I guess. I don't know. No, we gotta go this way. Right? Yeah, that looks right. Let's jump. I'm not doing very good with the timing. Give it a couple more minutes. I really like that Christopher. Oh, I'm supposed to. What's going on? Don't be sad. I'm going to see my dog tomorrow. Jack. My parents are leaving for the weekend, and they want me to watch the dog. So I'm actually looking forward to that. Because I like Shaq. He's a good doggy. Can I shimmy? I wonder if I can shimmy. No. I was gonna say that I like that. Oh, nice jump. The Christopher Eccleston character. He's like a pastor of a church. I don't know. I like the way Damon Lindelof writes characters who are like religious. They're just really interesting to me. I don't know, most of the time when people try to write religious characters, they come across like stupid or oh. I don't know, you just like don't care about them for some reason. Like, I don't know if this is a good example, but those God's Not Dead movies, I watched the first two, and the main characters are just so unlikable because they, I guess they're just not rational, or I don't know. That's not it, because the character in The Leftovers isn't really rational either. They just give him a lot of depth, his character. Like, he has his wife is in a wheelchair, or she's like kind of a vegetable, and he can't talk or move, but he like takes care of her, but he also gets like angry, and in his episode he has to get money for his church, otherwise it'll get foreclosed. So he goes to the casino and gambles, and he wins the money. But then he goes to the parking lot, and one of the guys steals the money from him. And you think, oh no, he lost his money, like he's his pastor, he's not gonna, what's he gonna do? He's gonna lose his church. But then he goes and he just he like beats the guy almost to death who stole his money, and it's really dark, but it's just really interesting, and it gives his character a lot of depth. It makes sense for him to do that. Like, he cares so much about his church. I guess that episode's about him getting like pushed to the edge. They show all the bad things that's happening to him. And I really love they introduce him. He's handing out the flyers that are like the people who have departed. Look, they weren't good people. This guy cheated on his wife. This guy gambled away all his money. See, like, the people need to know that these people who departed, they weren't good. And there's just a lot of layers to that are really cool for him to be passing those flyers out. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're not gonna make it. Oh. Ooh, he's got a spear in him. gonna pause there, and I'll do one more, I think. So see you tomorrow.